Bad case of the stomach cramps here, and the Nightmare #1 is not able to wrestle, according to Jimmy Hart in there. I don't know, from the referee's standpoint, whether he's going to let this go on or not, because Ferris is definitely not scheduled.
Ring the bell!
Well, here comes Bill Dundee, a Dream,
Look, Baby Blair.
and Dutch Mantell. And they're telling Roy Rogers to get out of the ring. Rogers was ready to go with Wayne Ferris. Don't know that would have been a good idea. But
let me tell you something, Lance. We ain't falling for this guy. We ain't falling for this guy. I'm talking. Let me tell you something. I'll take the boy's place right here. I'll show you. I got your fat boy, Bubba Smith.
Well, apparently Roy Rogers suddenly ended up with a bad case of stomach cramps himself, and the Dream Machine has peeled his shirt off, and a whole different complexion as he is now in with
news for you, Russell. That punk Roy Rogers, he can't hide behind Dundee and the Dream and Dutch Mantell all his life. That city ain't that big, so I'm gonna get you, Roy. I promise you that you can't hide. You're mine.
I'll tell you what let's do right now. Let's us take a break and get this thing straightened out. Let's just take a break.
Expiration of time match at a total of 440 pounds with their vocal manager, Jimmy Hart, the Nightmares. Total of 438 pounds. From Union City, Tennessee, Coco Ware, and from Nashville, Tennessee, Roy Rogers. Expiration of time match, Jerry Calhoun, the referee. And we are underway. Roy Rogers starts for his team.
That's the way it was originally scheduled to be.
Right.
The Nightmares against Rogers and Coco Ware as Wayne Ferris. You notice the Nightmare really got feeling better all of a sudden.
Miraculous recovery.
Yes. Miraculous recovery. When the Dream, who, by the way, is just sitting out to be sure that there's no more of this Wayne Ferris interference or anything. Okay, first ball of an expiration of time. As the Nightmares, #1 tags out to #2, and Roy Rogers will be tangling with #2. Jimmy. Boy, you know, you get to the point where it's just like a mosquito buzzing in your ear. You get so sick of hearing all that droning on and that agitation out of Hart that you want to take that stick and cram it in his mouth. Okay, back in the ring in here. The Nightmare. Sit down, Jimmy, and shut up, will you? Nightmare #1 back in with Roy Rogers. And here comes #2 as Rogers whipped over into the rope. Big backdrop. Roy hits hard. Coco Ware waiting if Roy can get the tag, and another big backdrop. Oh, double leg. Very nice teamwork. Give him the credit where the credit's due. He kicked out of it. Only a 2 count. Roy trying to battle his way back. And there's the tag on Coco. Coco all the way up, sky high on that drop kick into a side headlock, tucked into the rope. Down he goes, and referee Jerry Calhoun trying to get...
Hart tripped Coco.
Well, I was watching the referee back there, and here goes the Dream after Jimmy Hart. Did we get a count? I didn't see.
I don't think we got a count, no. There's a count, too.
Yeah, we did now. 1, 2, 3. And the first ball, and what? Hart reached out and what? Tripped Coco?
He tripped Coco, yeah. And that pulled him off his feet, and the Nightmare jumped in. 2:19.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment. Before I get into the Gardens here coming up Tuesday night, a reminder, Fairdale High School. That's Friday night, June the 12th. Big 10-man tag, among other things. You be there and look at it now. Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. Boy, big night of action in there, capped off by that 8-man tag match It's going to have Sullivan, Ferris, and the Nightmares with Jimmy Hart ever present at ringside, going against the King, the Superstar, the Dutchman, and the Dream. All of that is going to be taking place in a no time limit, no disqualification, Jerry.
Well, you know, we promised the people last week. First of all, we said that the initial fight we had was one of the wildest affairs that I'd ever seen, and then we promised them last week it was going to get wild, and things did get a little out of hand. The match was stopped. Everybody got disqualified, but that's not going to take place this week. And I want to tell you something, Jimmy Hart. You know, last week I had to be wrestling in that ring, and I had to wait for you to stick your nose in, because I knew if I got out there that I would cost us the match. Well, I don't have to wait this week because we can't be disqualified. The referee can't raise their hands if I get out there on that floor and beat your brains out. So you know, Hart, you know good and well that I'll chase you anywhere in that Louisville Garden. Up in the stands, I don't care where I have to chase you, and I'm going to get my hands on you Tuesday night because they can't stop the match and they can't disqualify us, and I don't have to wait. So as soon as that bell rings, I'm going to be on you, Hart, so you just be ready for it, punk.
Golly, it's going to be fight time.
This is exactly the way I like it. No disqualification, no time limit. They can go all night. And Sullivan, the time clock is on you. It's tick, 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 and you can't run and hide forever. Because we're after you. I like it this way, Lance. I like everybody running, hollering, screaming, and climbing the wall because it reminds me of back home in Texas. That's the way we fight. Sullivan, I'm zeroing in on you Tuesday night. And when I set my sights on somebody, I'm coming after you. And when I'm coming after you, brother, I'm going to be on you like a chicken on a June bug. And I'm coming strong. And I got 2 good men, 3 good men to back me up. And when we all climb in there and we put our heads to something, it's going to get done. Sullivan, I'm after you, brother.
You see it Tuesday night at the Garden. Oh, boy, I loved it today.
Oh, some kind of
I
action.
didn't like all the conversation from Hart and various things like that, but I did like the action in it. Let's review it, please, Dave.
Kevin Sullivan successfully defended his TV title against Tim Leonard today. It was Golden Boy Chick Donovan over Chief Thundercloud, and the Nightmares, with an assist from Jimmy Hart, win over Coco Ware and Roy Rogers. Hart tripped them, but they win the match.
For Dave Brown, Lance Russell, looking for you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.